Friends, there are basically two types of people in this world. One group spends their whole life running after money like crazy. The other group, after some time, makes money chase after them. Just imagine, one person is working their fingers to the bone, sweating from morning till night, but still struggling to make ends meet at the end of the month. Meanwhile, there are others whose bank balance keeps growing even when they're asleep. Is the difference luck? No. The difference is the first group only knows how to earn money, while the second group knows how to create money. In today's video, we're going to learn that secret knowledge your school or college never taught you. I'll show you how to make your hard-earned money work for you instead of you working for it. Welcome to our channel's book series. Let's start a new chapter that can change your life today. Have you ever wondered why we stay poor? It's because of the education system's trap. Since we were kids, we've been fed one formula: study hard, get a good degree, then find a good job. But no one ever taught us how to actually make that money work for us, how to build wealth with money. In school, we learn math, but we don't learn how to manage money. We study history, but investment history isn't part of our syllabus. We study science, but no one teaches us about compound interest, the magical power of earning on top of earnings. So what's the result? We grow up, get big degrees, land jobs, but before the 20th of the month even arrives, worry lines start showing on our foreheads. We ask ourselves, after all this hard work, why am I still behind? Why am I not saving? The answer is simple. You're trading your time for money. If you work 8 hours, you get paid for 8 hours. On days you don't work, there's no money coming in. That's called active income. But rich people work towards making passive income or building assets. In other words, they create a system or hire employees that actually make money for them 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. Even if you're sick, that money keeps growing for you. When money isn't your boss, but your employee. Here's a harsh truth for you. If you only rely on your salary to live, you might work really hard, but you won't be financially free. Not financially free, you can't make big life decisions from the heart. You have to do what your boss says. You have to buy only what your budget allows. You even dream within the limits of your paycheck. This is where the difference between the mindset of the rich and the middle class lies. Poor people, when they get money, think about what to buy now, like a new phone or expensive clothes. Rich people, when they get money, think about where to invest it so it grows. Poor people change their phone when they get a bonus, but rich people, when they get a bonus, investment portfolios grow. Saving and growing money isn't magic, it's a science. Whether you make $8,000 or $80,000, if you understand the rules of money, even small amounts can one day turn into a huge fortune. Now, let's talk about the difference between hard work and smart work. Many people think, like Gautam Buddha taught, that just working tirelessly like a donkey makes you rich. But Buddha once said, if hard work alone made people wealthy, then every laborer in the world would be a millionaire by now. Farmers working under the scorching sun would be living in palaces, and brick carriers would be famous. People keep driving around. Hard work is definitely necessary. Hard work is like the ladder you can't climb without. But just having a ladder isn't enough. You've got to make sure it's leaned against the right wall. Hard work is like your engine, and steering is your steering wheel. You can have the most powerful engine, but without steering, the car will just crash into a ditch. So I'm not saying you should stop working. I'm saying work in a way that strengthens not only your present, but also lays a solid foundation for your future. Don't just sweat and get tired for nothing. Put your hard work to the right use. Now, let's learn the golden rules of making money from money. To grow your money, you need to fully embrace 3 basic rules. Rule 1, save before you spend. Most people spend first after getting their salary, rent, phone bills, food, and then whatever's left they try to save. But wealthy people set aside a fixed amount first, then live on the rest. If your goal is to save whatever's left at the end of the month, know this: usually nothing will be left to save. Rule 2, putting idle money to work.
If your saved money is just lying in a drawer or a regular savings account, it's actually losing value day by day. Why? Because inflation is eating away at your money's worth. Money that just sits around isn't an asset, it's more like a burden. Rule 3. Know the right 4 paths. There are mainly 4 ways money grows. 1. Interest, which many avoid for religious reasons. 2. Profit from business or trading. 3. Rental income from property. And 4. Partnership, owning a share in a company or business. No matter which path you take, the goal is the same. Your wealth should keep growing even when you're not around. Friends, now we understand why we're falling behind, but what are the real steps to break out of this cycle? How can an ordinary person increase their income sources? We'll find that out in the next episode. For now, let's talk about those specific steps anyone can follow to build a financial empire from scratch. Let's get started. Master plan for increasing money and boosting income sources. First, you need to know why relying only on your salary is risky. Friends, just a moment ago, we realized that hard work isn't enough. Let's dig a little deeper. Have you ever thought about how risky it is if you have only one source of income, like just your job? Imagine you're walking on a tightrope, and if that rope snaps, there's no safety net below. Just like that, illness, company layoffs, or sudden accidents can turn your whole life upside down. So, the first and most important step to becoming wealthy is to increase your income sources. This is the biggest difference between an average person and a rich person.
The difference lies in the number of income sources they have. Wealthy people never put all their eggs in one basket. You need to split your income into at least 3 categories. Active income is when you're working yourself, like your job or running a shop. Passive income is when you set up a system once and money starts coming in automatically. Portfolio income comes from dividends or returns on the money you've invested. Stop the buildups. Now the question is, how does an average person with a limited salary get started? Here's a secret 3-step system that our channel and books always emphasize. Step 1. Think bigger than just your income. Mindset over money. Most people spend all day wondering how much their salary will increase, but you need to focus on how many different ways you can earn. If you're bringing home 25,000 taka a month, you've got to stop thinking about spending all of it. From day 1, start paying yourself first. That means setting aside at least 10 to 20% of your salary for your future. People who don't pay themselves first end up working for others their whole lives. 2. Escape from the trap of unnecessary spending. One big problem in our society is showing off or flashy expenses. 95% of people waste money on things that aren't really assets, but liabilities. What are liabilities? Expensive smartphones bought on installment plans, unnecessary bikes or cars, pricey branded clothes. These just drain money from your pocket. Assets are things like land, gold, stocks, businesses, stuff that gives you returns every month or year. Friends, if you don't win the lottery or some miracle doesn't happen, you need to change your spending habits. Remember, today's small sacrifice is the foundation of tomorrow's true freedom. Step 3 is turning your savings into investments. Just saving money won't make you rich. Keeping 1,000 taka in your drawer will still be 1,000 taka after a year, but the prices of rice and lentils will have gone up. In other words, the buying power of your saved money will go down. This saved money is called dead money. To bring it to life, you have to invest it. Investing means putting your money somewhere it can come back with a few little brothers, or dividends. 6 powerful ways to grow your money by 2 to 3 times. Let's check out those 6 paths that 90% of the world's wealthy people use. People grow their wealth. You can pick whichever option you like. Rental income, land, shops, or house rent. It's like a money printing machine. You're sleeping, but rent is getting deposited into your bank account at the end of the month. That's true sophistication. Business partnerships. Say a friend has a great idea but no money. You put in the capital and take a share of the profits. Here, your time isn't involved, only your money is working. The stock market.
Many think of it as gambling, but with the right knowledge, it can be very profitable. You're basically investing in big companies. You become a part owner. If the company makes a profit, you'll also get dividends. Digital assets nowadays include things like YouTube channels, blogs, online courses, or ebooks. These are all types of investments. If you put in hard work once to create content, it can keep earning you money year after year. Gold or precious metals are the safest shields against inflation over the long term. SIP stands for Systematic Investment Plan. If you don't want to take direct risks in the stock market, you can invest small amounts regularly each month through mutual funds. 5 big mistakes to avoid. When starting to invest, most people make 5 major mistakes driven by emotion. First, putting in money without understanding. Don't invest just because a friend said so or you saw something online. Spend at least 30 minutes researching the topic first. Second, the temptation to get rich quick. The things that promise overnight wealth will most likely take everything you have. Third, copying others. Just because your neighbor bought land doesn't mean you have to. Set your goals based on your own capacity. Fourth, putting all your money in one place. That's called putting all your eggs in one basket. 5, don't let fear stop you from starting. Those who never take risks are actually facing the biggest risk. Start small, but just start. End of part 2. Friends, enough theory for now. But can an ordinary person really do this? Can someone from a struggling family become a millionaire? In the next episode, I'll share the true story of a guy named Robbie that will give you goosebumps and show you how it works in real life. Rules have to be followed. Now, let's understand how to apply theoretical knowledge in real life through a real story. This part will stir both your emotions and your mind. There's an ordinary guy named Robbie with an incredible stubbornness. Friends, we've learned a lot of rules in books, but do they really work in real life? Let's have a chat with Robbie. Robbie was just a regular young guy, just like you. From a small village, living in a mud house with a thatched roof. 4 people in the family, a sick father, a hard-working mother, and a little sister. Robbie's father used to work in the fields before, but in a terrible accident, his leg got paralyzed. After finishing 12th grade, all of his educational opportunities shut down because he couldn't afford it. Carrying the weight of his entire family on his shoulders, Robbie headed to the city. He started working as a laborer in a factory. After grueling hard work, his salary at the end of the month was just 9,000 taka. With that meager amount, he had to pay for his food, rent, and send money home. Before the 25th of the month even came around, his hands were empty. Robbie wondered, is this how life is supposed to be? Work in the morning, exhaustion at night, and a lifetime of struggle? Then came that turning point. One day, the power went out in the factory.
All the workers were sitting at the tea shop. An old mechanic, whom everyone called Thakur Kaka, was drinking tea and said to Rabi, "Kid, you're making money all right, but you don't know how to make money work for you." Surprised, Rabi asked, "Kaka, what do you mean by making money work for you?" Kaka smiled and said, "When your money starts working for you, that's what making money work means." That stuck with Rabi. That night, when he got home, Rabi searched on YouTube for the first time, how to make money from money. What is investment? What is SIP? At first, he didn't understand any of it, but he made a vow to spend at least 30 minutes every day on money matters. He learnt management. Our channel always says you can't beat learning from books. Then Rabi realized that rich people don't just earn more, they become wealthy by investing their money wisely. He decided to set aside his savings first. From his 9,000 taka salary, he immediately put aside 1,000 taka. His friends mocked him, saying, "Are you crazy, saving with this little salary?" But Rabi thought to himself, if I can handle people laughing at me today, then life won't be able to make me cry tomorrow. In 3 months, Rabi saved 3,000 taka. That's when he learnt about SIPs. He decided to start one. Rabi started an SIP of 1,000 taka in a mutual fund. His heart was pounding, worried the money might get lost. But he told himself, if you're scared, you'll never grow. 6 months into investing, feeling super excited, Rabi saw a stock on YouTube and bought shares without doing any research, putting in 2,000 taka. Unfortunately, within 2 months, the stock price dropped to 200 taka. Rabi was crushed. He thought maybe the stock market was just a scam run by big players. Right then, he remembered what his uncle said. If you pick up a sword without learning how to use it, you'll just cut your own hand first. That's when Rabi understood. Investing isn't gambling, it's a skill. So he seriously started learning it. Instead of playing games on his phone, he began studying company analysis. Before he knew it, 2 years had passed. Now Rabi saves 1500 taka every month, 500 for SIP, 500 for savings and 500 for learning the stock market. After 2 years, his savings of 42,000 taka grew to a market value of 62,000 taka. For the first time, Rabi saw with his own eyes that money really does work for you. But he didn't stop there. He knew saving alone wasn't enough. At night, he worked on mobile repair and online form filling. He learnt. After 6 months, he started earning an extra 3,000 taka. Now Rabi has 2 sources of income, his factory job and part-time work. He made a rule not to spend a single penny of his extra earnings and to invest it all instead. After 8 years, Rabi's life completely changed. His small investments grew through compounding into a portfolio worth 2.5 million taka. He paid for his dad's medical treatment, got his sister admitted to a good school, and his mom no longer has to work at someone else's house. The best part is, Rabi bought a small plot of land and built 2 houses on it to rent out. He's got a place that brings in a steady rent of 7,000 taka a month. Now Rabi sleeps peacefully at night because he knows that even if he loses his factory job tomorrow, the rent from his house, the dividends from his shares, and returns from his SIP will keep him afloat. Folks in the village now say Rabi's lucky, but Rabi knows it's not luck, it's discipline and the right knowledge. Rabi's story teaches us that your limits aren't about what's in your pocket, but what's in your mind. So how do you build your own money-making machine? And what are the top 5 big mistakes that could get you in trouble, just like they could with Rabi? Plus what's the main takeaway from this journey? We'll cover everything in the next episode. So far, we've heard about Rabi's struggles. Now, let's talk about the 7 life-changing lessons Rabi learned from his experiences. Lessons that will completely change how you see your finances. These are the 7 key lessons from Rabi's life and the core mantras for financial freedom, the secret behind his success. Friends, after hearing Rabi's story, some of you might think it's just a tale. But if you think deeply about it, you'll see what Rabi did wasn't anything magical. He simply stuck to a few rules strictly. Today, I'll share those 7 hidden lessons that our channel's book starts with, believing that anyone can become extraordinary. Education isn't the reason for low pay or poverty. Wrong thinking is. Many complain, my salary is low, how can I save? When Rabi was earning 9,000 taka, he still managed to save 1,000 taka. So the problem isn't how much money you earn, it's your habits. If you can't save 10 taka out of 100, then even if you get a salary of 100,000, you won't be able to save 1,000 taka. Saving is like a muscle that gets stronger with regular practice. This is the lesson: education and saving. Seeds are the seeds, investing is the tree they grow into. If you want to eat mangoes, you have to plant the seed in the soil. Savings are like that seed, but just carrying the seed in your pocket won't grow a tree. You have to plant it in the right soil through proper investment. Rabi didn't just hoard his savings, he planted them in the soil of stock market and SIPs. Remember, savings keep you safe, but investing makes you rich. Investing without learning is basically suicide. Remember the loss Rabi took on those shares? He invested without understanding. That was a big lesson. Information isn't the same as knowledge. Just watching a YouTube video won't make you an expert. Before you invest your money, use your own brain. At least spend 30 minutes trying to understand how the business or fund you're putting money into actually works. Investing without education is like shooting arrows in the dark. Education shields you from fear, but it doesn't guarantee wealth. Rabi's friends were scared, so they never invested. Out of safety, they struggled with scarcity their whole life. But Rabi took risks. The difference was his risks were calculated. Remember that.
If you just sit by the riverbank, you'll never be free. You have to get into the water. If you're afraid to take risks today, you'll end up a lifelong slave to someone else's safe paycheck. Education is about putting the power of compound interest to work. Rabi did something smart. Instead of spending his part-time income or share profits on expensive clothes, he reinvested those earnings. That's called reinvesting. Einstein called compound interest the eighth wonder of the world. When your profits start generating more profits, that's when wealth grows exponentially. This is the only legit and scientific way to get rich overnight. Education tells us that income sources shouldn't be just one, but multiple. In Robbie's story, we saw he once created 5 income sources. First, a factory job, active income. Second, freelancing or digital services. Third, SIP and mutual funds. Fourth, partnership and a tea shop. Fifth, rental income. If your main source of income stops today, will your life come to a standstill? If the answer is yes, then start looking for a second income source today. It could be you can start a small business or do some online work. Education is the key. Make money work for you, not the other way around. Poor people work for money, but rich people let money work for them. When Robbie gets rent or dividends, he's not working himself. His money is working for him. If you're a slave to money, money won't care about you. But if you make money your servant, you'll enjoy true freedom and control over your time. Many think, I'll start next month, or I'll start when I get a raise. But remember, the best time to plant a tree was yesterday. The second best time is now. Waste years are gone. The second best time is now. The later you delay today, the further you move away from the magical power of compound interest. Take a small step like Robbie did. If not 1,000, start with 100, but start today. Friends, we've learned a lot from Robbie's life lessons, but at the end of this video, I'll give you a bonus tip and a conclusion that will complete your learning today. How to create your own money map, plus a special message just for you. So create your own money map today, friends. So far, we've listened to Robbie's story and learned a bunch of rules, but the real question is, what are you going to do starting today? How are you going to map out your life? If you truly want to change your current situation, you need to create a money map. The first step is getting clear. Tonight, go home, grab a diary, and write down how much you earn each month and exactly where your money is going. Often we ignore small, unnecessary expenses, but by the end of the month, they pile up like a mountain. Remember, a ship sinks because of a leak in the hull. No matter how much water you pour in, if you don't fix the leaks, the ship won't survive. First, stop the leaks in your expenses. What's the real formula to become rich? Let me remind you of that magic formula we learned in this video. Keep it locked in your mind. Earn first. Start earning honestly through any good path. Save. Set aside at least 20% before spending. Invest. Put that saved money to work in the right places, like land, gold, stocks, or a business. Reinvest. Don't spend the profits you get from investments. Put them back in. Be patient. Overnight success doesn't happen. Stop worrying about becoming a big shot and just wait a few years. You don't get fruit right after planting a tree, but if you take care of it, the fruit will come. Some of you might still be saying, bro, I've got debts. How can I save money? My advice for you is this. Debt is like shackles on your feet. First, try cutting down on small expenses and pay off that debt quickly. And if you think you don't have any money, remember, Robbie started from zero too. The only difference was that Robbie stopped complaining and started taking action. What about you today? Are you just going to keep complaining, or will you decide to take control of your own destiny like Robbie? Remember, a small decision you make today can shape your family's future 10 years from now. Will your children struggle with hardships like you, or will you build a strong foundation for them? That choice is in your hands right now. Don't miss out on the opportunities of the digital age. We're living in an amazing and unique time. Back in the day, making money meant doing hard physical labor, but today, with the mobile phone in your hand, you can become a part of the global market thanks to the internet.
Freelancing, starting an online business, or creating digital assets is way easier now than before. Like Robbie, are you also wasting your free time scrolling through Facebook or Instagram? So can't you turn that free time into something valuable? Of course you can. It just takes a little bit of willpower. Welcome to your favorite YouTube channel, where we kickstart a new chapter in your life. Friends, today's video isn't just to give you information, it's to wake you up. Remember, money isn't just paper or notes. Money is your hard-earned time. When you waste money, you're really wasting your time. You're actually wasting valuable time in your life. So learn to respect your time and money. I know this path isn't easy. Society will criticize you. Friends will call you a hypocrite. You might even face setbacks at first. But remember, following the crowd is easy. Walking alone is true courage. One day, when you reach your destination, that same society will look up to you as an example. Today, my friend, you've seen the full picture. You've seen how combining hard work with smart thinking changes your life. Now the decision is yours. Will you be like the crowd forever? Are you going to chase after money or run after money like the second-rate players? If this video has even sparked a little hope in you, give it a like and share it with that friend who really needs to see it. Also, let us know in the comments which investment you're starting from today. Stay connected with us to see life in a new way and learn something new. Remember, every success story begins with some kind of book. Take care, stay healthy, and start the journey today to make your money work for you. Thank you. Subscribe to the channel to get more videos like this.